Hello everyone, let's check the sound and the picture. Hello everyone, let's check. Do you hear me well? Let's give some feedback and we are starting. As usual, we will start from the analysis, technical and fundamental analysis of BTC. Then we will check some altcoins and find some setups to work out. So we will do our best today to work out something interesting. Waiting for several minutes. While we are waiting, I recommend you to pay attention to BNB. BNB USDT instrument, several touches to strong level, and I've been waiting for this short breakout for about for the last 48 hours. There were several attempts to load in advance, but there was a stop loss hit with a very small profit. I tried to load my position from this point, but every time I was hit by stop loss. Previously, we had $100 our deposit. Now we have 142, and I hope that today we will add several dollars or several dozen dollars to our deposit. I really believe in this situation because according to fundamental analysis, according to all the background, as I usually say during the previous streams, all the fundamental factors are still the same. They are still negative according to withdrawal of the mass of BTC instrument from Binance. It's connected with some sanctions, and a lot of BTC was withdrawn from exchanges. And for now, BTC has reached the minimum volatility for the last 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not very good for BTC, at least. But finally, I think, according to all the tightening measures of US financial policy, I think the BTC breaking 18,200 is the question of time. Anyway, you see that this level is extremely important by that fact that the closer, the lower BTC is going, the more and more institutional investors reach break-even point. I mean that if the BTC breaks this level, many institutional investors will leave. They will sell BTC because lower. If BTC goes lower, they will cause great losses. So below we have a lot of points of break-even for institutional investors. That's why this level is extremely strong. All the institutional investors try to protect it by all means. It's quite interesting whether would it be broken or not. We will see. Anyway, for other altcoins, all the scenario is quite negative for now, and I'm waiting for the short breakout, at least at BNB. But there is a quite low probability that all the altcoins will be pumping, because on the history there are several precedents when a lot of BTC instruments were withdrawn from exchanges, and that event was followed by a great pump. The great pump then occurred every time, and only one exception was. So there is the probability that many altcoins will be pumped. So let's wait and see. So it's the matter of time. At BNB, I really recommend you pay attention to the delta. The delta that's showing us the intention of market participants. We see that, for example, during last 20 minutes, the sellers were prevailing, because from four clusters, from 4 deltas, there were 3 red of them and only 1 green. Ideally, it would be if all of them were green, but nevertheless, we will wait 10 seconds, and in 10 seconds will be the next delta forming. I hope it will be red as well, and you should also pay attention in what extent sellers exceed buyers. For example, in this row we see the total amount. Just a second, I will make it readable. For example, we see 2 and 7K. It's the total amount of contracts executed throughout 5 minutes, and 1 and 2K of them are sellers. It's quite a really strong prevalence. Let's calculate. It's really interesting. 44% prevalence in this case. So if this prevalence will keep growing, it's the sign for us that shorts are more relevant. Downward movement is more relevant. That's why I prefer loading in advance. As I usually say, I really it's not the propaganda of my style, but it really works, and I really recommend to use it. Look at the volumes; they are really high. There is much interest for this instrument. The volumes are higher than average, and look at this, so high, almost maximum buyers volume here demonstrate us that active buyers here can't move price higher. They are really struggling. They are showing maximum volume, but the price hardly makes several candles higher. It means that all these struggles are absorbed by sellers. I think that was the sign of short limit orders execution. That's why I usually prefer making profound analysis before early loading. we should always be sure that the breakout will occur, and then, only then, we should find the point from where we should start early loading. Hello, I have a silly question. I don't understand the order book. That means which part is short limit order and long limit order. How do I differentiate them? It's not a bad question. Each question is not silly if the answer enhances your quality of trading. That's absolutely normal. Which part is short limit order? We see that our order book is divided to two colors, red color and green color. All the limit orders in red zone are of sellers. Here we see the sellers limit orders. In green zone we see buyers limit orders. And one more interesting question, whether we can see, for example, buyers limit order in red zone and sellers limit orders in green zone. We can see this by this stick, as you see. On the left we have one side, on the right we have another side, and we see the struggle between buyers and sellers. But in red zone we can't see buyers, as in green zone we can't see sellers. And only when we have a struggle we can see both sellers on the left and buyers on the right, or vice versa, I don't remember. As you see here, for example, we'll see the stick like that. You saw this? Like that. It shows the struggle between buyers and sellers. So initially all the limit orders of sellers in the red one, and in the green zone we see only buyers limit orders. I hope I answered. I hope my answer was exhaustive. So don't be shy and ask anything you want, even if you are a beginner. It would be even more interesting, because it's quite important to understand all the mechanics, all the on molecular level. Because, for example, I will provide you quite interesting example that many people, many traders, even professional ones, they trade quite good, and they demonstrate quite profitable trades, but they even don't know what's the repo deal. It means that when we are shorting futures, how we can short futures if we don't have anything? How can we sell something if we don't have it? It's about the repo trades. Read about this, or watch our previous streams, educational ones, where we maybe talked about this. It's quite interesting just for understanding how we can short when we have nothing. If you have some situations, please share with us, because I see only BNB, because many other instruments have already made all these potential movements. And maybe I show you some deals that I have already worked out. I don't remember. Maybe I had already showed them to you. Maybe no. The first situation was at RSR. There was as well early loading. I was loading at this level, as you see. And finally, I placed take profit in advance because sometimes there was very drastic impulse, as here. You saw that just it lasted 1 second. Even trying to close it manually, you will probably miss this opportunity. That's why I prefer placing take profit in advance from the very beginning. So that's why I really managed to catch it. The next situation was Kava. There was quite drastic impulse as well, and here I had early loading as well. Not so much, but about 3%, if you let me see, or 6%. I took 6%. Oh, here we have 2%. Where I have 6%. Gal USDT, I had 6%. I was opening shorts from the retest of this level with very small volume, and I went sleep. Next morning, I saw that the instrument demonstrated 6% downfall, so I closed the deal because the volume was quite low, but anyway, plus $23 or $25. And some other trades during the previous week. They're quite long lasting. Don't remember, please, to ask your questions. Don't forget to subscribe for our Telegram channel with high quality setups. I really don't like the word signals because signals is something it sounds like a fraud, so I usually prefer calling these setups because it's more about screener function than the function of shifting the responsibility for your decision making. You're just just searching for some situations. For example, you find something that you really like that coincides with your analysis, and you works it out. Sometimes I really like getting something from this channel, and it really works, especially when you are absolutely agree with this analysis and you know how to work it out. Another quite good situation is on OP/USDT. Here we have the mirror level. The mirror level is the level that previously was about to support the price. That was support level, as you see. Then this level was broken, and now he is about to be the resistance zone. Okay, let's check it on let's check it on the order book. Maybe we will find some arguments, because it's not enough just to see such a level and to short from it, because anyway it could be false broken and you will bear quite huge losses. Let's make it readable first of all. Here we have clusters from which we potentially can load short position, open short position, but we have some more clusters. The single cluster is not enough, and I think that price will grow higher to that level, at least to touch it. Do you know if CScalp demo will add trading view charts to the interface? You use trading view charts like me and never use scalp charts. Frankly speaking, sometimes I use it because it usually reflects more relevant movement, especially when you use pipsing strategy on the 1 minute time frame, because here we have at least futures graph. You as well can open futures graph at trading view, but the time lags on trading view is higher. That's why when I use pipsing strategy, I really prefer using CScalp trading terminal charts. But when you just want to open, for example, higher time frames just to see, just to catch some setups, trading view is enough, more than enough. Okay, let's see what's happening here. At least what I see here, we have negative angle, that it's quite good. Local channel. Here. So we have already at least two arguments. The first argument, if we consider this channel as the downward channel, the upper side, from where the reverse could occur. Secondly, we have red delta prevailing, as you see, showing us the pushing power of sellers. Finally, we can find the graphical pattern, and I really see a kind of triple top or something like head and shoulders, something like that, as you see. With such shadows, it usually means that limit orders pushing price back. And this is quite a good argument. But on the other hand, there is the probability that instantly the buyer will come and he will push the price a little bit higher, and the price will execute all the limit or all the stop losses situated here, and it will be the slope breakout. As you know, the slope breakout means that we are breaking not the horizontal level, but we are breaking the inclined one, inclined level like that. So it could be a quite great impulse. So that's why we should take into account all the possible scenarios, and but on the background we see that most probably the general scenario is about to break this level, but we should take into account another scenarios. That's why we should adhere to risk management, and we are loading in advance with small volumes, not to lose your the critical part of your deposit. Please don't forget about your questions. And as we are talking today about the clusters a lot, I would talk more about the cumulative delta. Is many traders unfortunately somehow don't pay attention to clusters at all, even quite experienced one. So we really recommend paying attention and getting used to the fact that delta is always reflecting the local trends. If you see changing the delta from stable red one to stable green one, it's a bad signal for shorts, and vice versa. It means now that delta is changing, the local movement is changing, and as you see, our loss is growing. But the fact is that I'm loading with lot volumes. It's not the problem for me to lose $2, $3, or even $4 on one stop loss. That's why we should analyze all these tips, all these arguments. We should pay special attention to the difference between buyers and sellers volume. For example, the buyers are still weak because from 2,000 contracts executed during the previous 5 minutes, only 253 on 253 contracts buyers are prevailing. It means that from 2000 there are buyers prevailing only by 253 contracts. It's about 10% prevailing. It's not enough to reverse the price, but if there would be, let's say, 1000 prevailing on 1000, it means that it prevails on 50%. It's much more stronger. So in that case, we would have seen more admirable upward movement. So let's watch what's happening here. but I really hope that there will be touch of this level. And we will get back. The price will roll back according to all the arguments I mentioned previously. Put your likes, please, and don't forget about the questions. You have opportunity to ask all your questions, theoretical ones, the questions connected with emotional control, how to get rid of tilt. However, it's almost impossible. Our mission is to not to trade tilt, suffering tilt. So we are waiting for a more reliable pattern, and if you see 35 seconds left, and this 5 minutes candle will close, and it's really something like what I was drawing. If this candle closing like that, it will be good. Moreover, we hear hammer-like pattern here, but 20 seconds more, it will be good sign, local good sign. And I would say that at least we finally not futures predictors, we are traders, we are analysts, and we are working with probabilities. Even if you have thousands of arguments for opening the position, you open position, and everything goes down the drain. It's the reality, because you can only predict 70% of movement, collecting a lot of factors. But 30% you always have for unforeseen circumstances. Like, for example, the huge institutional participant comes and just ruins all your analysis. He just pumps the instrument by buying a lot of instrument because he had an order from the board of directors just to buy a lot of coins by that price for the future, for example. And this moment he really changed the equilibrium between demand and supply, and all your analysis goes down the drain. We have another good situation. Let's see. Oh, FTM. FTM is looking quite good as well. And UNT, USDT as well looking great. Let's watch. But we should open, it will be better open futures graph, at least. Here we see historical highs. historical maximums. As you see, the futures appeared quite not so long ago, a long time ago, 20th of October. But I really don't prefer trading the instruments with such a short history. Yes, we have historical maximums, but it's quite dangerous. We should watch the activity. In advance, I am setting up my working volume. I recommend, if you would like to trade this situation, I would like to recommend you to set up the signal level. What's more, what I really like, that this historical maximum is the round price. When we have the round price level, it's quite strong level, and round price levels, they are really usually broken extremely well. It's quite strong, but if it's broken, it really creates quite admirable impulse. So I will put somewhere 178 and 57, or even somewhere here. The signal level. We will be ready to long it. Here it is. We missed the OP USDT. Unfortunately, it's shorting now. Let's try to at least $300 slot just to short it down, because we saw some clusters here. We saw red delta. Sellers are pushing price lower. Let's try, and we will place the stop loss 0.5% behind this limit order. Okay, we have two positions. Yes, it will be good to know more about emotional control, and the routine you develop will be always on focus. It's extremely good question, because all the trading is not about the knowledge. All the trading is about the experience and emotional control, because you can figure out and even work out all the practical issues, all the practical tips and moments within 2 months, and you can even work out all the strategies. But to make your emotional CHZ, yes, okay, but you can get the emotional Zen through the years. It took about more than 3 years, because we all are emotional creatures. Let's watch. You mean the pullback from the level? We should find some additional arguments. Oh, stop. QNT is coming. QNT is coming. That's great. QNT is coming. CHZ, you should find some additional arguments in the order book to take the pullback. It's not enough to have only graphical arguments. It's not enough. I'm not surprised that there wasn't the breakout, because the level is really strong. All the sellers who shorts from that level, they will be by all means protect this level. That's why we have much more accumulated power of buyers to break it. So let's repeat these signals. Finally, I will decrease the scale. We will come back to the topic of emotional control just a second. I will make my order book readable on this instrument, and we will go on. Okay. Okay, what's about emotional control? All the emotional control topic is coming to the topic of tilt. It's the uncontrolled behavior when we are getting furious after several stop losses, after several losses, after several missed opportunities, missed setups, and it's all about some practices that you should adhere to in order to minimize your bloody experience that you will probably get through several years, but you have to go through that. But there are several practices. For example, how to reduce your how to make stable your emotional control system. For example, first of all, you should adhere to a daily loss maximum. For example, you have $100, you should understand that the maximum loss that you can bear per day is about $10. For example, 10% of your deposit. You lost $10, you stop trading. Even despite the fact that you are waiting for several good setups that will give you probably much more money, but you should stop trading, because all that emotions, all that fury will make you will make pressure on you, and you will be making wrong decisions. So that's why this is first argument. The second argument, you should imagine the parallel reality of your greater loss. What I'm talking about, for example, you have lost, for example, I had $180. I lost $38. I really understand that it's better stop trading. It's better stop trading, and it's better to refresh my mind, to get rid of stress, to take it easy, and then tomorrow it will be okay. I will compensate all these losses. I understand this, but I can't close the terminal. What we should do, the second argument, the second very important practice. We open financial result, we close our eyes, and we imagine in reality, use your imagination in maximum, and just imagine that you have already $30. $30, you lost $150 and $30 left. What are you feeling? Just go deep into these feelings, and then you still have 142. Imagine that you are getting back into time, and you saved your deposit. And now you can understand, okay, I will stop trading because now I will lost everything, and $30 again left on my deposit. It's extremely useful tool. It's all about psychological maneuver. I don't remember how it's called. It's connected with comparing something with your situation generated by your mind. It really helps to it averages your real emotional state, getting rid of extra stress, getting rid of extra emotions. You compare and you understand that everything is okay. I lost only $20, for example. It's okay. Tomorrow I will compensate this, and this is truth. Tomorrow you will be fresh, and you will get it back very fast. Trading is about for the years of experience, I have come to one quite strange and philosophic truth. Trading is all about to be able to stop trading. It's quite strange. It's quite paradoxical, but it's the truth. When you will be able to stop trading, when the trading is bad, you will be profitable trader. At least, for example, if you have enough skill, enough minimum knowledge about at least one strategy, and adhere to your risk management. Another important topic is about stop losses, about uncompromised stop losses, when you are not replacing stop losses, but only uncompromised stop losses, strict rules, and so on. This is all you need. It's quite simple, but it's hard on the practice. Writing a journal will help, yes. Writing a journal will help, but sometimes when you are under a tilt, you don't give to this journal. Hi, I am from Bangladesh. Can I identify the accumulation and distribution phase through CScalp? If it's, then how I can? What do you mean by accumulation and distribution phase? There are many analytical factors. For example, as far as we are scalpers, I don't think we need this, because we are working with more local structures, with extremely something was hit, BNB, I think, or not BNB, -$2. Okay, not a problem. As you see, -$2 was my systematic mathematical stop loss. And the real trader diary is not the diary. Oh, stop. QNT is going well. Let's try. But I really have some doubts about this. I really have, unfortunately. Thank you for the tips. You are welcome. Thank you for your attention. It's quite nervous. The history of these futures instruments quite short, starting from 20th of October, almost just 2 days. It's quite dangerous, especially taking into account that we have quite negative backgrounds, fundamental negative backgrounds. Let's have a look on BNB. Finally, the sellers delta is prevailing. It's quite good. Let's wait and give a chance to that instrument. CHZ. What about this? Be aware that all this movement could break even these maximums. And if you are searching for the place from where we can take the pullback, I mean open short position, just to watch some zone from, I would rather, for example, watch some zone, some point to short from this mirror level, small accumulation market profile, but it looks quite bad for accumulation. But anyway, if you finally manage to find something argumented here, some level or some points of control, maybe some participant, maybe huge limit order here, it's a good chance to take shorts from that point, even with short stop loss. Why not? So we are finishing in 5 minutes. Please write your questions if you have so. If my tips about emotional control was quite useful, please put pluses or likes. Next time we can talk about some more tips about risk management, about some tips of risk hedging in different strategies. At least one risk hedging tool you already know is early loading before the breakout, and there are different tips on other strategies. So you're welcome on the next stream next week. How long do you think it will take to be profitable in trading if I learn only from your streams and other videos from CScalp team? When I started trading, I was on the same position. I just took different courses. I didn't have a mentor. I took different courses. I trade with extremely small volume. However, my maximum loss was 5,000 in 15 minutes. That was the real stress. But anyway, it's the normal way. It's the classic way for each trader. It depends on your emotional stability, on your additional earnings, additional extra income, because it's extremely important. If you are working, if you have a job, it will be much faster because you won't be under the pressure. Because many people who just trade, especially beginners, and want to earn from it, they are really facing the pressure, because all your life depends on your success from trading. Taking into account that you're a beginner, you can't force many aspects like psychology, like emotional control, and so on. It always comes with the experience. Usually, it takes. In my case, it took me 3 years to live from trading, not only futures, spot, and some private round investments. That's about 3 years. I mean, do you think it's necessary to buy courses from someone? You should really understand that we are living in the era uh, of fraud. There are a lot of courses, useless courses of people who themselves do not really, they are not really experts. So you need to find those who are really, who really know this sphere, who are really experts, and it usually really boosts your way, your experience, just to make a course, because in a good course you are getting all this information much more structured, much more compiled, so it will be much greater. But I took about 5 courses, different courses, and that was helpful. That was really helpful. I took the best aspects from each course, and it really helped me. Excellent content. Thank you. Thank you a lot for your activity, for your attention. It really matters for me. I'm always doing my best, and I try to share something with you absolutely for free, because I remember when I was a beginner, I really lack such information. I really lack, and I was searching it by small pieces from different sources. I really understand how it's important. So I wish you good luck. I hope I will see you next stream. I really want that our viewers, that our auditory will grow. So have a good week. Have a nice weekend. See you soon.